Good morning, everyone. You know, this story from CNN is such a turd that they should have flushed it. Instead, they published it. Let's take a look at this headline. Police officer who fatally shot a black man in Illinois has been fired, authorities say. And what's their opening sentence, you might ask? A police officer who fatally shot a black man in Chicago suburb this week has been fired, authorities said Friday. Now, before they get to explaining what happened, we have the driver of the vehicle make a statement. "I didn't do anything wrong," Williams said in the video. "I have a license. You didn't tell me I was under arrest. Why did you just flame up my car like that? Oh, why did you shoot?" Yeah, we'll find out shortly. According to the Waukegan police, an officer was investigating a suspicious vehicle occupied by two people late Tuesday, shortly before midnight, when the vehicle fled from the officer. So this vehicle was pulled over by the police and fled before the police could investigate. A second officer found the vehicle a short time later, about a half a mile away. The officer exited his patrol car and began to approach the vehicle, which started to reverse towards him. The police said the officer, in fear of his safety, then opened fire. Both the driver and passenger suffered gunshot wounds. The passenger was taken to the hospital, hence the headline of the story. The passenger died. Why don't they mention the driver of this vehicle who tried to kill the officer with her car? The driver, who was in her 20s, is expected to recover, police said. Let's get on to a different take on this story. I hate to use the Sun, but it seems to be more and more the place to go to get full context nowadays. A British-run newspaper, really? And here we see, yeah, you can't have an officer shooting without BLM around, can ya? And not if it involves a black man. Gunned down. Protests erupt over police killing a black teen, Marcellus Stinnett, as the car he was a passenger in reversed at cops. It even tells you in the headline why he was gunned down. Protesters have also requested the body cam and dash cam footage from the incident to be released. Yes, I'd like to see that footage too. I have a feeling it's going to exonerate this cop. Williams was also shot at and wounded by a police officer who has not yet been identified. The only details of the officer is that he's a Hispanic man and has been working with the department since 2015. Well, not any longer, obviously. This poor Hispanic man has been fired before he could be given his due date in court, hasn't he? Let's go on a little bit more with this story because it gets nothing but more but interesting. Police said the shooting occurred after an officer investigated an occupied vehicle, which seemingly prompted the suspects to leave the scene. You mean they fled the traffic stop, don't you? Not long after, during a second traffic stop, another cop noticed the suspects, this is the Hispanic officer, and attempted to get near the car. However, Williams allegedly put the vehicle in reverse towards the officer's direction, causing the frightened cop to fire his semi-automatic pistol, according to the report. And then, according to ABC7, the officer had fear for his safety. You put the car in reverse and head towards me, I have fear for my life. What do you mean safety? A witness, Daryl Mosier, told the news outlet the police officer got out of the car when he told them to stop. He told her to stop. She was scared. Now, wait a minute. He wasn't in the car with her, and he's making this determination. But let's see why he makes this determination. Let's go on. She put up her hands. She started yelling. Why you got a gun? She started screaming. He just started shooting. Really? Nothing about the car going in reverse towards the cop, is there? Not in this story. Cliftino Johnson, William's mom, also recounted to reporters about when her daughter was shot at. When I got there, she said, Mama, they just shot us for nothing, she said. Oh, man. Mama, I didn't do nothing wrong. She already mentioned that, didn't she? My daughter said she put her hand up, and if she didn't put her hand up, she said, Mama, I would be dead. It wasn't putting your hand up. It's what you did before you put your hand up. You put your car in reverse and put it towards the police. Good grief. Will this police officer see justice? I doubt it. He was fired after only a few days for procedural violations. Now, let's sum this up very briefly. A cop pulls over a car slightly before midnight. The people he pulls over flee the scene. So he radios a description of the car, maybe even the license plate. Another cop pulls over the vehicle a short time later, only a half a mile away. He comes out of his car, and if I was him, I'd have my hand on the gun, because if they fled the scene once from one cop, who knows what they're up to. I would already be extremely cautious and fearful of my safety at this point. Then, this woman puts the car in reverse and comes at the cop with it. The cop, well, I don't know if he had his gun out before or after. Maybe as soon as he got out of the car, he had his gun out because, well, he had a right to be fearful because they already fled police once, and he doesn't know what's going to happen here, so maybe he has his gun out. Regardless, though, when she starts that car in reverse and has it aimed at him, he opens up. He wounds the driver, wipes out the passenger. Sounds like a justified shooting to me, but we won't know for sure. What we do have, though, is his body cam footage and the footage from the car he was in. So, if I was from Waukegan, yeah, I'd want to see the footage. Right now, my opinion is it was a justified shooting. Will that opinion remain after I see the footage? Who the hell knows? But I suspect it will.